Good morning, YouTube. How you doing? Dave in Kentucky. Got some coffee here, Guatemalan that I roasted. I know the light's off. Going to change the light. I changed it out to an LED. I like the color of the light I'm getting, but it's more of just down. It doesn't spread out, so I'm going to have to change it out again. So it is what it is for this video. I'll try to move around so that you don't have too much of just shadow. Okay, so we're going to cover a new soap to me is a Macduff's Prairie Rum Runner, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, I'm going to highlight a razor that I'm going to use. You'll see a lot pop up occasionally that have this handle. I'll give you an example. There's a bunch of different brands made by Cooper, Doler, Jalser, or whatever, Berkeley, Hospital. So here's an example of Hospital razor. You'll notice there's a difference in the head though, as this one has the pins that come through on the bottom, but very similar handle, and it has the arrow that you see up at the top of the handle on some of these razors. It's not needed on that one, but it has it. This is one that it was designed for the arrow. I'm going to take it off because we're going to stick a Wizamet blade in here. Hopefully you can see. Try to turn it, that arrow there. I'm seeing it. Hopefully it shows up. Just it points up. Reason for the arrow is this is the Berkeley, not the custom shaver, which I have, but this is the Berkeley Shave Selector. I used to have a gold one where it was imprinted on the top. This one doesn't have the imprinting there, but you'll notice on the base plate, the bottom, made in USA here, and then it's got the XOXO. So as you turn the handle, the arrow, you'll point at one, and you can gauge where you're at by as it moves that arrow towards one of the other symbols or letters. As you take it off, you'll see there's an extra plate that's kind of a rivet or whatever holding it on there. I wanted to point that out because that's what holds and bends as you tighten or loosen to give you different angles on that blade and change it and select your shave. It was the motto back then. So let me go ahead and put a Wizamet blade on here. Reason I wanted to point that out is I saw one for sale. I don't know if it's still on eBay, but it's missing this. All you see is those 4 dots, but it doesn't have the plate. Somebody has either pulled it off or it fell off, and they're selling it as it is without that, and so there is no selecting on that one. You're not going to be. Alright, so we're going to put her about there. Opened up a cut I've got on my finger here. Hopefully I don't get all bloody. Alright, so soap for today. Trying to cover a lot of ground, sorry. 3 minutes in. Already whipped up the lather to help a little bit. Prairie Rum Runner. Scooped a little bit out. You can see there to put in the bowl to get it going. And this is a play on bay rum. Obviously, Macduff said what kind of a lineup is that if you don't have a shave soap that's a bay rum. But there's a lot of different takes on bay rum. His notes are West Indies bay, bay laurel, tobacco, allspice, ginger, citrus blend, patchouli, cedarwood, oak moss, and basil. So, traditionally a bay, you'll have a blend of like West Indies bay, spices extracted in dark rum. That's kind of a staple bay rum, but he wanted to do, he said, introduce a blue collar prairie outlaw element to the blend through a good dose of tobacco supported by hay absolute, patchouli, and a slight hint of oak moss. And then he goes on to describe it in different ways. You can look it up on the website and read that if you like. Set that there. Let me wet my face and get the lathering. And we're using a Boar brush today. I've got the lather mixed up. This is, you see it's stamped on there, Dave in Kentucky. On the bottom, it's Fluffy Industries, number 86. So it's got some nice iridescent colors getting on the patina from cleaning, drying it, and then allowing the oils of my hand to get on it, which is what gives you the kind of iridescent colors in the patina from what I had read, and that's what I've been doing. So I'm not going to talk a lot about the soap. It's typical, amazing Macduff's lather, as you can see. The scent is nice. Again, it's their play on Prairie Rum. It's nice. So I have, since I don't have the splash, I'm using Ethos's Tortola. Tortola? Yeah, guess I'm saying that right. Which is his bay rum that he did, and this was a play on it by adding some pineapple into it, and it's amazing. So set that there. Let's go ahead and warm up our razor and get our selective shave on. So how's everybody doing today? So as I said, this is this razor, from research I was able to do, was around 46. So I'm getting back to a vintage razor since it's been a while. My next shave, if it's in time, will be a modern razor again. Those that have been on the channel a while know that I had borrowed before it was available from in the States. A razor I really liked, and I said I'd get one eventually. And that's the Lambda Athena. It's out of Greece. So I think at the time I was the first one to do a video where it was in English. Everyone I saw was, I'm not sure what language, I'm assuming Greek, but it could have been somewhere else in Europe as well. I just knew I couldn't understand what they were saying about the razor, but it was a beautiful razor. So I was happy to get that one to use. It was borrowed. And I said I would be getting one eventually. Well, you know, it's a couple $100. Well worth it, especially with the packaging. But that's pricey for Dave and his budget. Although I did sell some razors recently and acquired a titanium polished, so no longer available, from Blackland razor with the stand. And because I love the Vector, finally settled on that one. But one I have coming in that I'll be doing a shave with, probably next video, is that Lambda Athena. Today is, oh, we need to change the calendar, don't we? Today is July 1st. Saturday, and it's early. And the 5th is my anniversary. And so we both splurged, got ourselves a little something special, and so I ordered the Athena. Yes, 37 years. Calendar change. Let's see here. All right. Nebraska. So, any subscribers from Nebraska? Any from Greece? Now, I'm not saying I'm the first one when I did the video in the States that had the razor, but the first one that I could find on YouTube that did a review in English. Because of that, when I did the shave with it, I was giving information from the razor company, and I think that things got lost in translation. It was listed as a stainless steel razor, so that's what I was talking about during the shave with it, because it's a bronze alloy. And then I did like a 7 or 8 minute video review of it, not a shave one, correcting some of the misinformation that was messed up in translation. So, but it was the first one in English that had some information at the time. I'm sure there's a zillion videos on there now about the Athena. And they also have an Aries. At the time I did the video too, I thought that that was a T was his symbol, but that's a symbol. I think it's the Greek letter L for lambda. Getting a great shave with this vintage razor. I may have got this a little thin when I did it in the bowl, because I'm using a Boar brush in a bowl, and I like face lathering. And boars can eat the hair, or eat the soap. The hair can eat the soap. So a little thinner, but still, it's an amazing lather. Slick as all get out, and I kind of prefer a thinner one anyway. Alright, let's get her against the grain. So there's no number to tell you what you're shaving at with this, but if you've been shaving long enough, have experience, you can do as I did. I just eyeballed where I knew I would get enough gap and exposure to get a medium aggressive shave. I think you can hear the audio feedback. One benefit of the design of the shave selector with that plate is very good clamping of the blade. which leads to a really nice against the grain pass. Holding that blade firm. My stomach's growling, it's hungry. It's saying you've poured coffee down me, but you're not giving me no food. That handle is very heavy on that brush. Tilted over. I try to lean it against the wall there, but it is heavy. I don't know if you're going to pick up the iridescence of the patina with it, oil look or not, but it's really getting pretty. Let's set that up there and hit things with a little witch hazel. Let's get some on the skin. XMS or NSS, whatever it is around my eyebrow there, I get. Alright, so thank you for watching, for subscribing. Again, we're going to take care of the lighting here, get that better. My new phone I got, the camera, was taking my shave of the day pictures and they were coming up very yellow, and it's because of the incandescent lights I had. I got this one, which is LED, and you can actually select the the spectrum of light you want. And so I think I have day cool or something, which I like. But again, I need one that has light coming out the sides of it more than just that down light, so it spreads it, and we will take care of that before the next video, I'm sure. Alright, so here's Ethos Tortola. You gotta shake it up because of the all natural stuff in it. Oh man, the scent on this is just great. Pairs nice with the soap. Gonna pair even better when Frank comes out with the Ethos soap to go with this, because this one just kind of was a aftershave rider on the side to go with the Prairie Rum soap and splash that he made. It's so good, and there was enough demand that he's actually coming out with a soap to match the splash. Thank you, Frank, buddy. Alright, so there you have it. Prairie Rum Runner by Macduff's, who had a new release of a soap recently. Anyway, and the Berkeley Shave Selector. On the bottom there, got the arrow on the handle. Great vintage razor. Just a quick shave, as quick as 18 minutes is. We covered a lot of ground, but thanks for being here. Appreciate you subscribers that stick around, and appreciate any comments and thumbs up or whatever. Helps the algorithms get me out there so others can see some of these vintage as well as modern razors. So we're going to see a mix of both. Hopefully people stick around. Anyway, Dave in Kentucky, be kind, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the forum.